afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland, your source for companies to casts. Right here, right now, on Crossroads. Within the south, you got Vonivan fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 314th Rifle Division, tasked with holding this stretch of road, no matter the cost, no matter the casualties. Versus in the north, you got Maxy fighting for Germany, Deutschland, the Oberkommando West, tasked here with fighting for the 3rd SS Panzerdivision Totenkopf, with breaking through, seizing this vital stretch of territory and breaking through further into the Russian rear lines. No matter the cost, no matter the casualties. Oh wait, I already said that. We got here breakthrough, yes. Luftwaffe ground forces, yes. Spec ops, yes. With infantry, machine gun, anti-tank versus urban defense tactics. Hello. With triple infantry there for now, including one for faster production infantry production. It was actually quite interesting to see. So a few seconds being then a few seconds can actually, in some cases, actually make a bit of a difference. We got here Maxy Sturm Pioneer moving ahead here. Conscripts, they're ready to shoot down any fascists as they cross down the road. M1, not M1 Gans, the Mosner Gans. There's a Strungewehr there. We got the units moving about here. 3rd Conscript on the way there for Vonivan. So urban defense definitely an interesting choice here. I used to use it a lot back in the days of the early Oberkommando West, when they just rushed ahead to battle group headquarters as fast as possible and set it up. In which case, setting up a fort headquarters to counter that was actually a pretty good idea. Now it's sort of lost off, but the doctrine is still in some ways actually pretty impactful. Hopefully this match will show it a bit. We got 3rd Folks on there for Maxy. Conscripts there pushed back. As we can see, Maxy's German infantry moves ahead and quickly moves out to sweep out the eastern side. They could actually stack some units around the curve. Want to hit it there, but might figure that's not worth it. But there you go. Conscripts getting a good hit on the Sturm Panzer before retreating. For now, in this regard, situation basically deciding that's not going to be worth it. I'm just going to suffer pointless losses without really doing much damage. So that's, I think, a quick cost assessment in there from Vonivan. He basically found the situation wanting. 4th Conscript on there for Vonivan. We've got the 3rd Folks out here from Maxy, noting while Maxy's pushing very aggressively, he's not actually getting a lot of fuel noise and denying it to Vonivan. Well, he's actually getting a bit there. So 4th Conscript out there, heading straight eastward. Folks Squad retreating, leaving only a depleted Folks Squad and Sturm Pioneer Squad to hold the line. Or at least hold the spearhead. We got the 4th Folks Squad on the way. We got Samus being dark here by the northern fuel point by a squad that is just basically detached from the fighting, having itself a nice time. You know, you wouldn't think there's a war going on, except for the screams is dying a few kilometers that way. You know, people can scream really high. Yeah, I didn't know that. It's funny what you can learn in a war. Anyways, folks, there versus Conscripts. Sturm Pioneer's almost got at least a few point rendered neutral. But right, we can see for now, his bases are going to sneak up here, trying to get around, hitting the retreat path, increasing his chance of getting a wipe here on Max's troops if he's too slow in retreating. And that certainly is looking very likely here. Good move by Vonivan. Good move. Always try and keep in mind, your opponent's retreat path is possible if you can actually sort of get behind and get a wipe, in particular if your opponent does something like this, which Maxy did, which is extending with depleted troops. So very good counter there by Vonivan. He can always get the Sturm Punch. We see Maxy's going to try and slightly pull him away there, but the retreat path still takes him through there. Comes there versus Folks is almost losing his squad there, certainly more or less negate what Maxy lost and get the wipe. And then he doesn't have Folks versus Conscript in the west. And he's finding out Nectar cover versus Conscripts in, well, not really a lot of cover either, so sort of so. In fact, ultimately, Maxy pulls through, but again, he is short one. Folks is called forcing him to replenish it and replace it. In the west here, Folks is pushing back the Conscript squad. And we got a big push here, straight into the Engineers, doing as much damage as they can for the motherland, spurred on by tales of great Soviet valor. So there has been some very heavy and brutal infantry engagement here within the first 5 minutes, with heavy losses on both sides already. Like, they pretty much almost lost the exact same number of units, 15 roughly. I mean, that's pretty impressive and actually pretty well played. Vonivan also highlights for Maxy there, I think, making some mistakes here and there, but really, that is pretty aggressive. Pretty aggressive. We got Maxy taking out. That's probably going to be battle group headquarters. They could pull for mechanized. I mean, normally if you go for that much troops, you're aiming for it, but at the same time, he's rather late with it. I mean, he's got a lot of fuel, so maybe not, but I don't know. I think he's gone for mechanized rating sooner if that was his planning. I could be surprised here. Could be surprised. There's always room for surprise. I mean, we got urban defense. That's a surprise. We got Special Graph Command up here for Vonivan. Might be aiming there for a sniper. Scout cars or penal troopers versus the German Oberkommando West. Scout cars can have some utility. If they're slow in taking up there, then again at this stage you should expect it to take that and have Panzerfaust. So ultimately a scout car would be late. The sniper then could have impact. Penal troopers could also work out well there for Vonivan. We'll see what it ends up with here versus Maxy and the 3rd SS. Focus moving from the north. You got Sandmax being dug up here by the northwestern fuel point. Seems he's fighting here in the east. A desperate struggle versus Maxy. He's slowly sending some attention westwards there. And he is in fact going for a scout car here versus Maxy. Maxy's trying about. He's going for a mechanized regiment. Hello. This just got a lot more interesting, especially considering Vonivan went for urban defense. How will his M42-45mm anti-tank gun hold up against Luxus? Watch and find out, dear viewers. Forces moving in there towards the conscripts with their own soundbacks there. Proper Soviet soundbacks, none of that fascist stuff like quality control. Remember, comrades, quality control is a tool of capitalism. All you need is true, proper socialist spirit. Forces versus conscripts here, finding around there. A lot of movement going on there. We can see sort of Vonivan beginning to shift more towards the west, even as he's pushing eastwards. There goes Scout car with flamethrowers in it. Mechanized regiment up for Maxy. It's going to take some time to get out the looks. In this regard, the Scout car could actually get a wipe here with the flamethrowers in it. Obviously, the 5th column firing away as well there most merrily, singing a tune of socialism and death. Ach mein Gott, we are so lucky. Despite all of this fire and 50 caliber fire, we somehow, well, I'm not dying. I'll take it. There you go. Scout car with the damage. England looks like I might get out. They got constant to sort of set up here. Note again, he's heading for the cuff point first before grabbing the fuel pump, because that way he can actually more swiftly cut off resources for Maxy, and then he can sort of more slowly grab the fuel point without necessarily again worrying about his opponent getting more resources. That's actually some really good capping order there by Vonivan. Grabbing the western fuel point here. Looks halfway done there for Maxy and the 3rd SS. Totenkopf initially grabbed amongst concentration camp guards. Later on, not quite draw from that source, but just whatever, you know, sources of Waffen-SS would normally draw from. Was known for its, though, highly volatile tactics, usually, you know, high loss tactics for themselves. They would get the job done. Again, if you read the memoirs of commanders like Manstein and Guderian, they'll talk like high praise about the 3rd SS, of course. They won't talk about the high casualties they usually suffered in doing so. And in fact, I believe the commanding officer managed to get his own son killed that way. So there are some things that are worth keeping in mind, which then you don't take you about the Waffen-SS or some of the different units. You've got a penal super squadron weather for Vonivan, so that's going to be some heavy infantry versus Max's heavy infantry, and I imagine there'll be some assault rifles eventually, or not. Interesting. Then again, he might be, you know, spending munitions on a lot of other things, but there you go. There's a lot of aggressive effort, and again, both players are focusing on the fuel point, which again is important. And there we go, we got the looks Aufklärungspanzer out here for Maxy. We got the M42 45mm to tank gun out here. Vonivan is ready to deal with this tool of fascist oppression. I think it's just a tank, Dimitri. It's a tool of fascist oppression. Whatever. Got the M42 moving out there in the far west north. We got Conscript versus Volksgrenadiers. Conscript they're winning out versus the Volksgrenadiers. They just can't muster the bullets or the vitality. And there you go, hits a mine. Looks now desperate rolling back and got the M42 right into the Volksgrenadiers. And Dimitri there gets shot first. I don't think Vonivan is paying attention. He actually risked losing the M42 pretty fast. And while it is cheap, 200 manpower is really cheap for an anti-tank gun. I mean, he still can't exactly afford to throw around 200 manpower just like that. He can't. At this stage of the war, boy, they actually still use the M42, but they sort of try and use some much more ambush tactics, long tactics to get close and then fire sort of, you know, as close as possible into the side or even the rear armor of the enemy tanks. They were generally part of what was known as a fortified region, which was sort of a Soviet defensive thing where they just built formation with a lot of anti-tank guns, machine guns, primarily barely any infantry, but they just sort of, you know, really dig in hard and make it hard for the Germans to, you know, push through. They were actually reasonably effective from what I recall reading. Quick incendiary grenade off against the conscripts. Again, hitting the carve point first before going for the fuel. Vonivan's got his priorities straight there. Second looks from Maxy. My God! Double looks. Maxy is definitely living up to the aggressive creed of the German army. Scout car running about. We got the penal troopers with anti-tank rifles in it, forming up a mobile tank hunter group. I can't imagine it's easy to fire an anti-tank rifle from a moving vehicle. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong. Probably still wouldn't recommend it. Bit of shooting here, folks, pushed back by the flamethrower engineers. Very good. Looks good to go in for Maxy, and for now, despite the rough start, has managed to turn the game around using the scout car and some good infantry tactics, and of course just harassment tactics as Maxy there pulled for the looks, but we shall see what double looks does to Vonivan. What will double looks do? Oh. Oh my. Booby traps. But where? Where are the booby traps going out, I wonder? And there you go, conquering assault the double looks. There we go. The Western Cuff one. Oh, the looks has set it off, almost wiping out the conscripts in the process. Now we got another conscript they're forced to run. They never said anything about double light tanks. Damn fascists and their unfair strategies. Got the M42 firing at the looks as they fall back. 6 kills. Veterans who won for Deutschland. Forming up thusly. A formation is known as the patrol in the German army. Usually 2 reconnaissance vehicles, part of a larger platoon that just form up in those patrols. I believe it's light tanks, armoured cars, heavy and light. Fun fact. This is Patrouille Ludwig. We're seeing a lot of Russians and we're shooting them really good and really hard. So we got double M42s here. So far, they actually haven't yet to get anywhere close to a light tank. They mostly encountered infantry so far. And the results have been pretty devastating to the anti-tank gun crews, as they were rather unceremoniously cut to ribbons. So now they're pushing forward again. Charging forward through the bullets. They're taking some heavy hits there from the penal troops. Note he's merging with them. He's ensuring they don't, drop below necessary levels and then keep fighting. Anti-tank and they're about to get wiped again, but again he got some hits for once on the light tank there with the light anti-tank gun. Splendid work there by Vonivan. Well, the gun is. I mean, it's not Vonivan himself who's manning the gun. Another loss here somewhere. Looks like North here conscripts piled in a nice little neat pile there. Trying to get that looks, but they're still low on health. And the double looks are still about, plus the Fulton squad. Here we got the M42 being carted forwards. Some still spectacularly bloody fighting. I mean, it's slightly now again between some differentiates between the two. I mean, again, for now it's got higher losses than Maxy, but still, it's bloody, it's ruthless, merciless. And you go flamethrower scout car there on the move again, trying to harass, trying to cut off. So looking pretty rough here for Vonivan, by the way, not taking up yet. I mean, at this stage, he could theoretically pull for an F-6 or a T-70, but the question is, he might just be better suited for just trying to pull ahead for T-34s and 6s. Jump over, a few tiers, and instead just pull for the next bigger thing that could that way challenge the Luxus a lot more aggressively. Now, the Germans never really built a lot of reconnaissance tanks that primarily relied on armoured cars. Like, there was another series of light tanks, reconnaissance tanks, more or less. I like the looks, by the way, just based on the Czechoslovakian Panzer 38 T-turret was almost the same as well, just the one, the 222. More or less the same, in fact, more or less built in the same production numbers too. Fun fact. There was also an attempt at a reconnaissance tank known as the Leopard, or Leopard, which was actually cancelled. Parts of it would be used for the Puma armoured car. In more fun fact, there'd be one looks that actually received a Puma turret. So that might have been a field modification. Panthers in the scout car. We got double looks engaging the penal troops. Flank exposed here, suffering egregious punishment by the Luxus. 10 and 4 kills. The Luxus are really paying off here so far for Maxy. They're really not just to swing the game back against Vonivan here. After Vonivan just managed to pull a hit with the scout car and the penal troopers, the Luxus are now returning the favour with a few jack boots to the kneecaps. Finding the way between conscripts and Fulton Grenadiers. The conscripts there will lose out to the Fulton Grenadiers. Fulton almost being marked out. We've got the line to tank and finding it point blank range against the Sturm Pioneers. Almost got them. Up here, bit of healing reinforcement back here. The same for Vonivan. No take up yet. You can consider some booby traps, and there we go. There we go, setting up here on the eastern fuel point. Hopefully this one won't be set off by the looks. Well, hopefully for Max, of course, he hopes that that happens again, but he might not be able to count on it. Scout car there fixed up. Russian Lend-Lease vehicle from the Americans, obviously. Conscripts penal trooper setting out. Scout car there about to get Panther-fausted. Bit unfortunate there for Vonivan. Fox moving down right into the booby trap. They actually bunched up and full wipe there. That's basically the power of the Soviet booby trap, by the way. For 100 munitions, it actually has a pretty good chance of wiping more than one squad since it's got no limiters or anything on it. That's quite a potent booby trap. But again, if it is disabled in disarm, you know, it's pretty much rendered useless. Mine troops can do it, or just, you know, staff shooting at the point itself can also set it off. You saw it with the double luxes. Got a double M42s, they're taking looks down to less than half over in a matter of seconds. They're actually paying off pretty well. Vonivan's finally taking up here. The sort of timing though would certainly make me think he's planning a move for the mechanized armor company and then just T-34 here versus Maxy, who is setting up for, I think, spare plans of course to cover the west side. Just a field of corpses here. You know, seeing all of these dead people makes me really want to dig a hole and stuff a mine in it. What's wrong with you, Dimitri? A lot of things. Oh, looks like one of the entertainers actually managed to snap someone at max range. Nice shooting, Sergei. Thank you. Got the troops pulling down there. Scout car rolling back. Entertainers are actually in a pretty bad spot there since the infantry's rolling straight in. There we go. Espionage's gone. Got breakthrough for Maxy. Finally choosing a doctrine. I have to say rather late, to be honest. Rather late, and that's probably to Vonivan's benefit because Panzer was early on. Even the Stormers could probably had a big impact on some of the fighting between Vonivan and Maxy. So that's a bit, I think, of sloppy play there by Maxy. Sturm Pioneer there being shot to bits. Back here, reinforcement healing. We've got the mechanized armor company going up for Vonivan. Firing both of them there. The focus going to be is most of them actually just landing close to the Russian troops. But there you go. That's going to be a T-34 760 out soon for Vonivan. And he's actually going to be able to pull ahead here of Maxy in terms of armor then because Maxy is sometime off and get enemy armor. But he's actually going to raid Vonivan's base here with the double luxes. He could actually open up here for infantry charge into Vonivan's base with the double luxes. We just clear out the disc and machine gun emplacement there. And meanwhile, though, Vonivan making good progress in the east. Fighting around the car party. He need to retreat soon. Actually getting some assault rifles. Interesting enough, he's not trying to set up for the G for the Feast and the Panzers, which is what most people would be doing at this stage. And he didn't finish that off. Could have done that. He could have done that. But there you go. T-34 6 on the way there for Vonivan and the 314th Rifle Division. Valiantly continue to hold the road here as the 3rd SS continues to throw men at the problem. Both luxes veteran did 2, 8 and 13 kills. Got the entertainers getting ready to hunt in. They need to be careful though. Without infantry escorts, they could run into some potential issues. Though most of Max's infantry is currently far removed. Maxy remaining in map patrol versus Vonivan for now. Very good work. Sehr gute Arbeit. There you go, double entertainers. They gets off some good hits and looks, pulling it down to almost half health. T-34 6 almost done for Vonivan. And right now Maxy's got a problem because he's got a single Kettenwerfer. Just up with T-34 76. Like, if Vonivan does it really well with the T-34, Max is going to be in some trouble. Because the T-34 is a very potent medium tank that can very quickly do a lot of damage to infantry. Plus, light tanks. Don't think he's been mining, so there's free movement here for the T-34. But there you go, got the Kettenwerfer sending up here. Plus, your spare punted quarters might in fact be enough here to deter Vonivan for now. Scar correct is surviving so long. There you go, we got looks taking heavy hits from the anti-tank. And oh, slightly awkward pathing there. Down to less than half health, almost lost it, but it does survive here. Encounter with the Red Army's anti-tank guns. Got the T-54 moving about, got the look saying about like Ken with a covering retreat there. Panzer on the way there for Maxy. Vonivan. Looks like he's rolling a bit about. He might try and go for the Kedron while it's, you know, easy to wipe. Maybe then get some hits on the looks. Oh, we got one actually pretty heavily damaged. There you go, damage engine off. Ends up falling back to the Kedron, ends up fast enough. You got repair ponies up there for Maxy. Not a bad choice. There you go, goes for Gessler Kedron. For Gessler Kedron with his T-54 that's down to less than half health. Looks as fall back here behind the corner. He might try and destroy the Kedron, denying and depriving Maxy's only anti-tank weapon. He's going to probably try and rush it to just recruit it because he can't afford to lose it. Didn't quite hit it, needs to fall back here. Oh, he's trying to linger around for one moment longer than he should have. Panzer fast, right in front of the Kedron there. I don't think he can wipe it before it's too late, or before the Panzer IV arrives and now takes it out. Yup. Vonivan here, I think, had the right intentions, but he made a wrong call here and got punished by Maxy. Got the Panzer IV there arriving here for the German army, the 3rd SS. We got another booby trap going down for Vonivan. No idea where as usual. Guess we'll find out in about 2 seconds. Send here to the double M42. Shot bouncing off the frontal armor. Guessing it might be down here. No? Where has the booby trap gone down? Oh, it's there again. Interesting spot. Spot's moving in and not going off yet. I'm guessing it's the anti-tank. Basic reacts when the point gets capped. And there we go. Unit gets wiped. The looks even takes damage from it. The anti-tank gun though gets wrecked as well. Quite a loss there for Max. He's now lost 2 Volkskrieger squads to the booby traps. But right now, Vonivan's got no anti-tank gun, so he's only got a T-54 to take on the Panzer IV with double Luxus and his support by 3 punch scores another Kedron effort. That T-54 is going to go down very fast. Very fast. Without really doing its job here. Brutal engagement there. Brutal engagement. In this case, Vonivan did not come out of it very well. He even lost a scout car there shortly after. The Luxus are now without anything to like seriously stop them. Like there's one line to take which Vonivan called in to like, you know, buy him time until the next T-34, but that's about it. Though he's got Max on the back foot. And most of Max's armor pool is in dire need of repairs. Quick button hunt going on here against the conscripts. Penal Battalion valiantly fighting off against the Panzer IV there. Oh, it's the Lux, that's like probably actually Lux, yeah. So there you go, repair ponies, regular ponies, hard and working on the tanks, and that's going to help Max out here. Good upgrade. Just quickly fix up his armor as fast as possible. It's going to be what's important here. I think some players tend to underestimate just the power of just being able to get your tanks back in the fight fast, because the longer they're off the field again, the less they just, you know, do nothing. The more they do nothing, which is not really what you want your resources to do. It's kind of why, for example, when you're fighting against a Tiger, it's just heavily damaging. It's huge because it's going to be off the field for quite some time in most cases, which means that's a huge resource drain on your opponent. I mean, Maxy could long-term consider just another Sturmplan squad just to further assist with it. But there you go, Panzer IV setting up, Lux is being fixed up. That won't take much longer either. T-54 number 3 down there for Vonivan in a few seconds. It looks like the Pioneers are working on different tanks. Either way, they should be more or less ready at the same time. Going in for the anti-tank gun, shot bounced. Quickly damaged engine. Oh, quick, heavily damaged engine. And T-54 goes in. Oh dear, might have been a mistake here by Maxy. A big mistake. No infantry support, obviously. Right after an anti-tank gun with infantry support. I fear Maxy might have gotten overconfident here. And there we go, heavy damage to the look. Panzer IV looks at trying to get clearing out the anti-tank gun with heavy autocannon fire. Satchel charge on looks at that bunched up. Oh, goodness gracious. Almost got heavy damage off both. Looks as one is like going to go down. He's there we go. Main gun out. Panzer IV desperately trying to escape here, fighting in the east. A Kedron for wiped out, stolen here by Vonivan. Panzer IV trying to escape in the west as well. Looks down, kaput. T-54 going here for the Panzer IV. Both are almost down here. Both almost down. Shot back. He rams it. He rams it. Oh, he gets stopped by a Volksgrenadier with a Panzer first. Get out of survive, Ludwig. 9. I must do this for Germany. And dead. Another T-54 for Vonivan. That must have been a bit bad. Stopped by a single Volksgrenadier with a Panzerfaust. He was truly a hero, Ludwig. An inspiration to us all. And a lesson to get out of the way of the tank if it's trying to ram you. What's the other tank behind you? Damn it, Ludwig. You could have just sidestepped, send Panzerfausted. You Dummkopf. Troops are healing, reinforcing. T-34 from 6 almost done. Peanuts was there valiantly securing the centre. Forces are grabbing the western point here. Hard work and fixing up the looks. You know, I'm starting to wonder, what? How many times have we been patching this thing off? I'm pretty sure metal fatigue's supposed to have killed it by now. Or forced us to replace the entire thing. Well, you know, German engineering. Yeah, I don't think German engineering can explain all of this. It's magic. Canadian magic. What's that even? I don't know. I just felt like saying it. Volkswagen versus Panzerfusilierer. East repulsed by the T-34. That I think is his 4th T-34. Maxy can soon go for another Panzer IV. He just needs the manpower, which he is bleeding though. He's also called in a lot of Panzerfusilierer, but now he's up to 3 squads, noting none up. Oh, never mind. He's down to 2 squads since the T-34 just took out a unit, completely obliterating it. A couple sort of managed to crawl away from beneath the corpses of their friends. Shots being fired here. T-34 times great. We got penal troops like Kedmev's anti-tank and system to back up the T-34. If Maxy decides to pursue the issue, he does not, which I think was a wise choice in that regard. And then good looks for T-3 zipping ahead. That's only 4 actually. 23 kills. Doing pretty good there for Maxy. 43rd SS. Got the T-34 moving in here. Sent to the Volksgrenadiers. And he's actually not used anything but the booby traps, which are in themselves powerful. T-34, the damage engine, another hit there from the T-34 and 6 anti-tank weapons. Tank has been, we got a big chunk of German infantry to counter-attack here, though with the T-34 will be able to help fend them off. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. 436 versus 231. Panzer IV was down here, troops getting obliterated. Panzer was moving in here for the Panzer IV. Troops retreating. Anti-tank gets more countries nearby. He's almost got it. He's going to rupture it with a satchel charge. Oh, Maxy backed it up into a corner now. For now, it's going to punish it. And it got abandoned. Oh, scheisse. Vonivan could actually grab this. He's probably going to need a pressure hose to get the crew out of it, because I'm reasonably sure the reason they abandoned it is because they've abandoned their human forms due to the shockwave. Another Panzer IV on the way there for Maxy. Quick anti-tank grenade against the looks, damaging its engine. Just sort of staring at it. You don't suppose it's haunted, Petrov? I don't know, Pushkin. Like, they're all over the thing, inside of it. I think even some parts of them are outside, and it could very well be a ghost tank now. There you go, the Panzer out there for Maxy. Looks Panzer IV, they're good to go. Engineers with conscious they're sort of like, no, let's not go there. And then the engineers are like, why are we always the ones who have to do it? And I don't even have a pressure hose. I got a flamethrower. Maybe you can do the same thing. It's just gonna smell like bacon for all eternity. There you go, fixing it up. And to tank and that's the Panzer IV with the T-34 there sort of backing, hold them off again. The other penal troops there. Fighting a very lopsided engagement out in the open with no real cover against 2 tanks supported by infantry. There you go. Crewed it, now getting the engineers on it. T-34 down to half. We've got a boob trap here in the west. We've got minesweepers though, so they'll be able to clear out that boob trap with the worst. But there goes infantry, got to sweep it out. T-34 in trouble here. Max's Panzer IV continues undaunted. Shots bouncing off like pebbles off a wall of German steel. Panzer IV almost got the T-34, got the Conch rolling in there. Conch rolling in, he's almost got the T-34. They're just ignoring, he doesn't have munitions, popping into tank grenades on it. T-34 down, but the Russian Panzer IV is good to go. Vonivan sends it in against the German one, the rear is exposed. There we go, Panzer on Panzer action. Penetrating hit there. Oh dear. That's gonna be it, I think, for that Panzer. We got another T-34 on the way for Vonivan, and for Maxy is gonna have to go for Nolan. There we go. Veteran 2 in death. Panzer IV with a damaged engine. And Maxy might be able to finish off with the Panzer if he's gonna get close enough, if he can. Flamethrower engineers wiped. 6 kills on the Russian Panzer IV. Panzerverlierer with a flamethrower, not a Panzer. The whatever reasons didn't get them. Look, sending out there halfway to Veteran 5. This has certainly been quite a fight here. This has certainly been quite a fight so far. Getting awfully close to that T-34. Number 5, was it 6 actually there? Number 5. Tango to number 5. Now the engineer squad there for now to repair his tank. I mean the Panzer IV there, he has liberated for the motherland. Again, I'm pretty sure the crew's not enjoying the smell of it, considering what happened to the previous crew. Folks are still pioneers moving in. Ooh, Veteran 3, pretty good work there. Panzer IV, number 3, they're almost done for Maxy. I think it's number 3, might be number 4 actually. Actually, I think it's 3. Ooh, we could get the looks, they could get the looks. Can you finally get the almost ace looks? And there you go. Now it's Maxy's time to crew an M42 to tank gun. He's that desperate. Slightly bigger than the German door knock, aka the Pak 36. T-34, they're rolling back, halfway to Veteran 1. Hard work there on the Russian Panzer IV. Looks being fixed up. German Panzer IV sending out. Oh, booby trap wipes another unit. Those booby traps have been absolute hell on Maxy. They've just wiped so many of his squads. Ramming the Panzer IV with a damaged engine, successfully pulls off right in front of the M42. But there you go. Vonivan blitzes his Panzer IV. There you go, flanking the German Panzer IV. Almost got it there. Penetrating hit there from the German M42. Shot bounces off the German Panzer IV. I just gotta keep things in mind here now that they're basically both using each other's equipment. Now the T-34 there for Vonivan. The only thing we need now is Maxy grabbing a T-34 somehow. Oh! You gotta be kidding me. A second Panzer IV abandoned. Ach mein Gott. Well, at least in this case, they probably won't need a pressure hose. They can probably just drag out the previous crew. Going after here the looks, which is now by the ace level. He's hard work here fixing up the other Panzer IV. Can he fix it up in time? No. Can he fix it up in time? Troops moving in here. There goes Foster Crew. There goes Sato charging the way. Bit of a desperate attempt here by Vonivan, so I might get the pan towards the safety. Probably should have done it in sooner, but too late for that now. But he's now got more German tanks than the German. Company of Heroes. A game of wonders. Academy for wipe. And there you go, Maxy surrenders a noble defeat here for the German army. Utterly crushed by Vonivan under tides of corpses and other things. Then they end up, actually again, like in the beginning, with an almost equal kill death count there. That's kind of impressive. But some really impressive play there for Vonivan. Good use of the doctrine, M42s and the booby trap. The booby trap is proving to be completely bonkers. Maxy, I think, underestimating those. Suffering some losses. Also, I think some bad calls here versus Vonivan from time to time. And probably should have gone for some almost at least a choice. Doctrine choice earlier. Definitely some things can be improved upon there, I think, versus Vonivan. Or an MD34, to be honest. Like, the lack of MD34s, I think, hurt him. Could have done a lot more to sort of stall down Vonivan's infantry tactics. So there's definitely some room for improvement. There's obviously a bit of bad luck here with the Panzer IVs, but, you know, he was in some cases just sending them in repeatedly without infantry support, which is definitely not the way to do it. So there's definitely some punishment there for Maxy in the end. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this match. I hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe to your friends, share it with everyone. Links in the video description. You can send in replays of your own. They'll do provide details about, you know, on the rankings, name of the map, players, and so on. This is Imperial Links. Cheers. Thank you for watching. You're all a wonderful audience. Bye.